mountains covered with snow, in the streams and the rivers that flow, in the sunny days as the clouds go by. And I hear you in the newborn baby's cry, in the song of birds in flight, the brightness of the day, starry skies at night. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, once again, Jake Bergen from Akamai-marketing here with Tara D. Coomans. I don't know if you go by.
I tell people I kind of go by AU. Okay. So you can call me Tara Coomans, Tara D. Coomans. It doesn't.
On Twitter, TBC.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
Right.
TBC in Hawaii.
Right.
Also akamai dash akamai-marketing marketing.com.
Right.
First of all, I'm kind of curious, what does akamai mean?
Akamai is a Hawaiian word for savvy, smart. Sometimes it means almost a little too smart for your own good kind of thing, but typically people just mean it means smart, savvy. And so certainly we do a lot of that here. We do a lot of smart work.
Excellent. That's good. You're a communication strategist, social media specialist, marketing diva, and blogger.
Right. Right.
Tell us a little bit about you and about your mom.
Well, I've been doing marketing my entire life. I've done everything from, buy advertising and sell advertising to events. And over the last couple of years, I've been very, very attracted to ways to engage with people. And it's kind of the way that I like to tell people I got into social media. And events obviously were an obvious way for people to engage one another. Social media does that at an even higher level, and because it's much more expansive. So along those lines, I'm also a writer. So I feel that one of the challenges that a lot of social media folks have is content. Okay, so you're constantly asking yourself, I want to promote myself, I want to promote my company, whatever your objective is, but what am I going to talk about? So, and I as a blogger on my own site, which is how I choose to educate people is typically on my blog, I feel I've struggled with that. And I struggle with the time that it takes and the time commitment. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely.
So I understand the need for content, and I understand also the need to make your content engaging and interesting, like what you do, blogging, a very engaging format for people to learn more about a particular topic. So that's a little bit more about my background. I have a really broad swath background, and at its heart, I think that social media is about communicating and creating relationships. That's what's so attractive to me about social media.
Your favorite social media platform?
Yeah, I guess I'd have to say that it's probably Twitter, just simply because ease of use, availability, openness, and also from a business perspective and for my clients, I love that the trackability and the ROI is very easy. There are a number of different metrics to track on Twitter, and I love that. That said, that doesn't mean that Twitter is necessarily the best platform for everybody. So that question kind of always throws me for a loop, because my initial reaction is to say, well, what are your objectives?
Absolutely. So this is just, I'm curious about you personally.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, so because every business has a different application. So one would be better for another one. Somebody could watch and see I can see, why that would be a good platform for my business.
It's a great intro also. A lot of people are on Facebook, and that's great. I absolutely am too. I think if you're really looking to figure out what social media is about, if you've never really done anything else besides maybe a personal Facebook profile, Twitter's a really easy entry.
It is very easy.
It's a low risk. It's you can lurk on Twitter for a really long time and watch what people are doing and learn from some of their mistakes, and use Twitter as an information source as much as a sharing source.
Right.
So I think for ease of use, Twitter is.
I think that's a key that a lot of people get on social media and think, what do I have to say?
Right.
Whereas it's as much or more about listening.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with that. I think that we all have to remember that every time we send
Social media club.
Yeah.
You're one of the, maybe a little more qualified to speak on social media club. So
the social media club for us in Hawaii has like benefited the community at large. It's a very open format. And this is largely because of Roxanne Darling's influence, have been very specific about keeping our meetings for free. They are completely open to the public. You don't have to feel obligated to come to every meeting. If you just want to drop in and learn and listen, we encourage and invite that as well. We try to keep our topics fresh, and we try and speak to a large group of people. In other words, we know that there are some people that come to the social media club who've been social media practitioners for 5, 6, 7 years, right? But we also know that there are people that come into the club because they don't really know about what this is, and they're kind of curious. And so we try and keep our conversations at the level where asking questions is encouraged, and there is no stupid question that anybody asks, and we try and keep the conversation rolling so that whatever level you're at, you can be engaged.
That's the thing I have a hard time sort of when I speak to social media audiences. They're a very wide audience. Usually they're everyone from the beginning, the beginner social media person to the tech savvy programmer or whatever. So sitting in the same audience. So it is tricky to walk the line. But if the beginners come in knowing that the savvy people are there to help them, and we're all kind of
I think that's kind of the key is, we often get snagged after the meeting by someone who says, this is my first time here, I didn't get it. Or, can you explain to me a little bit more about this? Maybe they didn't want to ask the question in a public forum. We encourage people to do that because chances are if you have a question, somebody else does also. But, the social media club's whole attitude is about openness and transparency. And so when somebody pulls us aside and says, I have a question, we're more than happy to do that. And it isn't just the active members that do that. The community at large, the social media community at large, is very open.
The advent of open source, people are being a lot more open and realizing that helping people, in doing so, they help themselves.
Yeah, I tell my clients to employ Twitter karma, right? But that kind of expands beyond just Twitter. I mean, if you go through life looking for ways to support and help others will return the favor. And that's a very unusual way of looking at business. And historically, especially I think in the United States, it hasn't been the typical manner of doing business. But I think social media may be the dawn of that era, and that would be a really fabulous thing. Partnerships can take on a whole new meaning. Will actually consider the possibilities outside of themselves.
So again, this is Tara Coomans from akamai-marketing. We want to say thanks very much for watching, and thanks very much for being here.
Yeah,
well, I guess I'm on your turn, but
thanks very much for coming here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. We are going to be at the Social Media Club Hawaii meeting on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. We're going to talk about the Hawaiian music industry, which I find fascinating. Absolutely, one of the things I love most in Hawaii is the music. So we're looking forward to that. We'll bring you some footage from that. We're going to talk to Roxanne Darling, the founder of Social Media Club Hawaii, just before that as well. So lots of interesting stuff coming up. Mahalo. Thanks for watching.
It's a beautiful thing, Lord.